Today I've gathered the top 12 high-quality ongoing manhwas of 2026 that you need to start reading right now. Let's dive straight into the list. What if the villain wasn't born evil, but was broken by a tragic fate? Our protagonist is the only one who knows the heartbreaking truth behind the man everyone fears. Instead of running away, she chooses to stay by his side, determined to change his dark destiny and heal his shattered soul. This story is an emotional masterpiece that redefines the villain trope. The art is absolutely divine, ethereal, glowing, and filled with such intense emotion that you can feel the character's pain and love in every panel. It's a high-quality, soul-stirring romance about light reaching into the deepest darkness. If you want a story that will make you cry, cheer, and fall in love all at once, this is a 10 out of 10 must-read. If you love found family tropes with a dangerous twist, this is the perfect pick. Our protagonist is a tiny, adorable girl who finds herself being raised by the most notorious, cold-blooded villains in the Empire. But here's the catch. These ruthless killers, who usually strike fear into everyone's hearts, are absolutely powerless against her cuteness. It's the ultimate contrast between dark, high-stakes politics and heart-melting family moments. The art is incredibly high quality, capturing both the intimidating presence of the fathers and the pure innocence of the child. What if you were reborn as the orphan destined to be adopted by the world's most powerful hero? In this story, our protagonist knows the future. Her new father is a legendary warrior who eventually loses everything. To save him and herself, she decides to be the perfect daughter, using her knowledge to steer him away from tragedy. But things get complicated when the cold, battle-hardened hero starts becoming an incredibly overprotective and doting dad. The art is top tier, featuring some of the most beautiful character designs and vibrant colors in the genre. It's a high-quality mix of heartwarming family moments, political intrigue, and a daughter who is much smarter than she looks. What if the most hated woman in history suddenly regained her memories of a past life? Our protagonist is reborn as the evil princess, a woman destined to die a gruesome death for her crimes. But this time, she's not playing the villain. Instead of seeking power, she's seeking a way out. However, the more she tries to live a quiet life, the more the Empire's most powerful and dangerous men start falling for her cold, untouchable charm. The art is legendary. The character designs are sharp, regal, and absolutely breathtaking. It's a high-stakes psychological game where a villainess must outsmart her own fate. If you love a clever, elegant female-led, and a plot full of royal intrigue and tension, this ongoing masterpiece is a 10 out of 10. Forget everything you know about the classic fairy tale. In this story, being Cinderella isn't a dream, it's a dangerous trap. Our protagonist is the stepsister, who was supposed to be the villain, but she's the only one who sees the truth, the innocent. Cinderella is actually a calculating mastermind. And the prince? He's even more dangerous. To survive, she has to team up with the Empire's most mysterious and powerful duke. This is one of the most heartbreaking yet beautiful stories you will ever read. Our protagonist has spent multiple lives trying desperately to be loved by her adopted family, only to be betrayed and used every single time. In this final life, she has given up on them completely. Her heart is closed, and she's ready to walk away. But suddenly, the people who once ignored her are begging for her forgiveness. The emotional depth here is incredible. It's a high-quality study of trauma, self-worth, and the true meaning of family. The art is soft and expressive, perfectly capturing the raw pain and the slow process of healing. If you love second-chance stories that focus on emotional growth and finding where you truly belong, this ongoing masterpiece is a 10 out of 10 must-read. If you're looking for a romance that's literally dangerous, this is it. Our female-led is the Empire's strongest knight, a woman who is a storm on the battlefield but completely clueless when it comes to love. She ends up in a political marriage with a man who is the definition of a perfect nobleman, handsome, gentle, and supportive. But in this high-quality story, nothing is as it seems. The tension between her sharp warrior instincts and his mysterious, hidden depths creates a romance that is both electric and intense. The art is sharp and high-end, perfectly capturing the contrast between cold steel and burning passion. It's a 10 out of 10 masterpiece for anyone who loves a powerful badass heroine and a husband who might be more than he lets on. What happens when a modern-day professional is reborn as a toddler in a world full of ruthless, cold-blooded tyrants? Simple. She becomes the most dangerous one of them all, but not with a sword. With her overwhelming cuteness and genius-level intuition, our tiny protagonist has to navigate a deadly imperial palace where one wrong move means the end, all while winning over her terrifying father and brothers. The art is absolutely top tier, capturing the lavish, high-end lifestyle of the Empire and the incredibly expressive, adorable face of our little Tyrant. It's a high-quality mix of political maneuvering and heartwarming family bonding. If you love a smart, proactive child lead who has the entire empire wrapped around her little finger, this ongoing masterpiece is a 10 out of 10. If you're looking for a story that is deeply atmospheric, mature, and emotionally heavy, this is a true masterpiece. After a tragic first life, filled with war, regret, and a husband she thought hated her, our protagonist is given a second chance. But this isn't a typical, lighthearted, rebirth. It's a high-quality historical drama about two broken people trying to find redemption in a world on the brink of conflict. The art is breathtaking. It's moody, elegant, and uses lighting in a way that feels like a classic film. The dynamic between the war-scarred count and the wife who is trying to understand him this time around is incredibly intense. If you want a 10 out of 10 story that prioritizes deep character writing and a slow-burn, meaningful romance, you need to read this ongoing gem right now. What if you woke up to find your own body had been controlled by someone else for years? Our protagonist finally regains control, only to realize that the spirit inhabiting her body has turned her life into a complete mess and attracted some of the most dangerous men in the Empire. Now she has to clean up the chaos while dealing with obsessive lovers who don't understand why she has suddenly changed. The art is hauntingly beautiful, with a dark, high-quality aesthetic that perfectly fits the mysterious and slightly psychological tone of the story. It's a 10 out of 10 possession twist, where the real struggle is reclaiming your identity from the shadow of someone else. If you love mystery, intense obsession, and a strong-willed lead, this ongoing masterpiece is the perfect finale for our list. What happens when the daughter everyone thought was dead suddenly returns, only to find a replacement living her life? But this isn't your typical drama. Our protagonist is the one who was brought in to fill the void, and now that the real daughter is back, she's ready to step aside, except the family and the Empire aren't ready to let her go. This story is a masterclass in tension and emotional complexity. The art is high-end, sharp, and incredibly expressive, perfectly capturing the icy atmosphere of the ducal palace. It's a 10 out of 10 psychological journey about identity, belonging, and the cold reality of noble life. If you want a story where the fake daughter is twice as smart and 3 times as dangerous as the original, this ongoing masterpiece is for you. This is not just a romance, it's a high-stakes survival story with a dark, cinematic atmosphere. Our protagonist is a crippled, abandoned empress who has lost everything. Just as she's about to give up on life, a mysterious, terrifyingly powerful man from a foreign land kidnaps her, but in reality, he's the only one offering her a chance at freedom. The chemistry here is electric, built on mutual needs and hidden agendas. The art is legendary, featuring some of the most detailed and mature character designs in the industry. It's a 10 out of 10 masterpiece for those who love dark fantasy, intense loyalty, and a slow-burn romance that feels earned. If you want a story where the hero is a monster to everyone but a savior to her, this is a must-read for 2026. That's my top 12. Which one are you adding to your library? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more.